JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Deliveryman gifted helmet by Morant Bay Police Inspector. A deliveryman was recently spotted driving without a protective helmet in Morant Bay, St. Thomas, received a generous gift from Inspector Webb of the Morant Bay Police Station. The deliveryman, whose name has not been disclosed, was traveling through the town when his lack of protective gear caught the attention of the inspector. Instead of issuing a ticket, Inspector Webb took a compassionate approach by providing the deliveryman with a brand new helmet. This thoughtful gesture not only promotes road safety, but also reinforces the Morant Bay Police Station's commitment to fostering community trust and protecting lives. Calls for reduction in police fatal shootings misplaced, says Commissioner. Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake says calls for reduction of police fatal shootings are misplaced as these incidents usually occur during confrontations with criminals. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom on Thursday reported 12 fatal shootings by the security forces since the start of the new year. Dr. Blake says he has noted calls for the police to reduce fatal shootings, but he says the police will not be soft targets for criminals.
We will be pursuing criminals wherever they are. It doesn't matter what firepower they have. It doesn't matter how bad they think they are. We are coming. So this call to police to reduce fatal shooting, it's wrongly directed. It ought to be directed at criminals who raise their gun. Because you will not get me to tell my police not to pursue criminals. We're going. What I would love these agencies and these persons who are talking about fatal shooting to do is to tell criminals, do not raise the gun at the police. I don't spend millions and millions of dollars in 2024, millions of dollars each month training my OST, my fighting force, so that they don't lose a battle against criminals. I don't train them and invest so much money so that criminals can take them out.
Man and woman shot and injured at Yoaton Police Station. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom is probing an incident in which a man and a woman were shot and injured at the Yoaton Police Station in St. Catherine on Thursday night. At about 7:57 p.m., a member of the police team was reportedly collecting a statement from someone when a man who was said to be mentally ill barged into the building with a machete. The man reportedly attacked the couple who took evasive action and fired one shot, which hit the man and the woman who were in the reception area. The injured persons were taken to hospital. Man gunned down after arriving home in Portmore. A man was gunned down outside his home in Cumberland, Portmore, St. Catherine on Thursday. According to reports, Garth Taylor pulled up and parked at his Spotterdale Drive premises. When men on a motorcycle came up and opened fire, Taylor was shot repeatedly. His attackers then fled. Investigators from the St. Catherine South Police responded to the fatal shooting. Husband was on the run for wife stabbing, arrested and charged. A Trelawney man was on the run since 2015 for allegedly stabbing his wife during an argument at a guest house in Clarendon, has been captured and charged. The accused is 47-year-old Anthony Mendez, a farmer and construction worker from Waitabit, Trelawney. He was charged on Wednesday with wounding with intent. His court date is being finalized. According to reports from the Jamaican police, at about 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, June 20, 2015, Mendez and his wife were at a guest house in the parish when they got into a dispute. During the altercation, he allegedly stabbed her. Mendez fled the scene on foot. His wife was assisted to hospital, where she was treated and released. She subsequently filed a report to the police, and an investigation was launched. On Monday, January 6, 2025, Mendez was apprehended by the Ulster Spring Police in Trelawney and later transferred to the Maypen Police Station in Clarendon. He was identified by the complainant and formally charged on Wednesday, January 15. Asian woman held at home of Jamaican man in St. Thomas to seek asylum. An application for asylum is pending for two Haitians who were arrested in St. Thomas last Friday, their attorney has disclosed. Attorney Odin Marston made the disclosure in the St. Thomas Parish Court on Thursday before the two Haitians and the Jamaican were granted bail on several criminal charges. The Haitians, Evelise Conte and Claudia Thomas, were each offered $300,000 bail and ordered to report to the police every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. They are facing charges of illegal entry and overstaying their time in Jamaica. Edison Thompson, the Jamaican man charged with harboring an illegal alien, was also offered the same bail conditions. Conte and Thomas were arrested by the police after they were allegedly found at Thompson's home near the border of St. Thomas and Portland last Friday. Marston told the court in his application for bail that the women are from a very violent part of the Asian capital, Port-au-Prince. He also urged the judge not to view them as flight risk because of the asylum application. All three are scheduled to return to court on April 17. Man charged for hitting another in the face with gun freed. A licensed fireholder accused of hitting a man in the face with his weapon was on Wednesday freed of gun charges. Michael Hewlett, former president of Sydenham Citizens Association in St. Catherine, was facing a charge of using a firearm to commit an offense with assault and assault occasioning bodily harm. However, a formal verdict of not guilty was handed down after Justice Vaughan Smith upheld a no-case submission made by Hewlett's lawyers, Attorney at Law Donahue Martin and Carol Phillips, in the gun court. The allegations were that on November 23, 2023, Hewlett and the complainant had a dispute over the burning of garbage on a field in the Sydenham community in Spanish Town when Hewlett allegedly pulled his weapon and used it to slap the man in his face. However, following the lawyer's submission, Hewlett was freed after the judge agreed that the complainant did not provide an adequate description of the instrument that was reportedly used in accordance with the Firearms Act. St. Catherine man to spend at least 18 years in prison for a wife's murder. 35-year-old Peter Walters was on Friday sentenced to life imprisonment for his wife's murder and must serve 18 years and 5 months behind bars before he becomes eligible to apply for parole. On June 19, 2023, he pleaded guilty to murdering 34-year-old Nikisha Docosta Walters of Berkshire Hall, St. Catherine. In handing down sentence in the St. Catherine Circuit Court on Friday, Justice Bertram Morrison told the accused that the aggravating circumstances outweigh the mitigating circumstances in the case. I think that your action shocked the public's conscience, as it was done in the presence of your child, but it cannot be discounted that you have pleaded guilty, Morrison said. The judge read from the report that Walters was jealous and reacted violently, having been spurned by his wife. Attorney at Law Lord Low Black, in his plea mitigation, had emphasized that his client was remorseful of his actions. The court was told that on August 26, 2022, Walters was at home in Berkshire Hall when a disagreement developed with his wife, who he accused of infidelity. A knife was brought into play, which he used to stab his wife repeatedly. She died from the injuries received. He reportedly ran from the community and drove to the Lindsay police station and was taken into custody. He has already spent 2 years and 5 months in custody. U.S. authorities nabbed Jamaicans with criminal convictions. 2 Jamaicans convicted of criminal offenses in the United States, including one wanted by local authorities, have been arrested by the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agency. ICE said it arrested Sanjay Sivan Walsh, 28, convicted of sexual assault in 2 children and tampering with evidence on December 17. Walsh was convicted of committing unspeakable crimes against 2 children and was sentenced to prison for it, said ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations E.R. Boston Acting Field Office Director Patricia H. Hyde. E.R. Boston lodged an immigration detainer against him so officers could safely arrest him upon his release, but the Connecticut Department of Corrections officials refused to honor the detainer. Our officers had to arrest Mr. Walsh in the community after his release from prison, even though he was convicted of terrible crimes against children and is removable from the U.S. based on his convictions, Hyde added. I said the state of Connecticut Superior Court convicted Walsh of 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault and conspiracy to tamper with evidence on June 14, 2023, sentencing him to 10 years in prison, suspending all but the year and 9 months he had already served. The court also required Walsh to register as a sex offender for 10 years following his release, I said. It also said that ERO Boston officers in Hartford arrested 30-year-old Jamaican Leroy Neville White on December 26. I said White, also known as Kevin White, is the subject of an Interpol red notice for shooting with intent and that he had been convicted in the United States of first-degree threatening with intent to terrorize and carrying a pistol without a permit. ERO Boston lodged an immigration detainer against Mr. White when police initially arrested him on felony charges. He is also wanted by law enforcement in Montego Bay, St. James, Jamaica for a shooting with intent, a very serious crime. On December 26, our officers arrested him in the correctional facility's safe, controlled environment, I'd said, adding, "We're always grateful when local police and courts honor mitigation detainers. They help keep our officers, the public, and non-citizens safe." I said Interpol issues red notices to alert police in member countries about internationally wanted fugitives and that White had unlawfully entered the U.S. on July 11, 2022. A U.S. Department of Justice immigration judge with the Executive Office for Immigration Review had ordered White removed to Jamaica on April 12, 2023, after Jamaican authorities had issued an arrest warrant for him on August 11, 2023, allegedly committed offenses of shooting with intent. I said White will remain in his custody pending his removal from the United States. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.